Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our virtual event live stream series today. We will be going live every Thursday at 11:15 to give you the inside scoop on all things events. I'm Amanda Ma, founder and CEO of INNOVATE Marketing Group, an experience agency based in Los Angeles. And we work with a lot of top brands like TikTok, East West Bank, as well as Honda. Today, we're going to talk about top 3 ways to cultivate company culture. We do a lot of employee engagement events for our corporate partners. And that's actually one of my personal favorite because we are empowering corporations to change life for the better through the events we do and the experiences that we built. Did you know that engaged teams actually perform 21% better and also generate greater profitability? Don't you want to join in on this, building the culture? There are many ways that we do it, so even during the pandemic, we did it in-house because we do a lot of these virtual events and even employment engagement events for our client. And we wanted to make sure internally, we also continue to build this culture. So we actually have someone designated, and she's our quote unquote culture person. She comes up with our annual calendar, actually monthly, of what it is that, we have a culture event every month, and it's really fun. So she kind of comes up with that calendar. One of the events that we did last year that's virtual was a Lego team building. So how we did this was prior to the culture day, Legos were sent out to everybody on our team. And on the day of, we all got similar Lego. They're not all exactly the same, but similar. It was for, I think the people would say, oh my gosh, a Lego is actually for a 5-year-old. So it's not that hard. But you know what? Keep in mind, some of us haven't built Lego for a while. Right? So it was really fun while the team is building, and we set a time to start time. So everybody started at the same time. And of course, whoever finished first gets a prize. And then we even invited family members to get involved. So I actually had my kid involved. My 6-year-old was building alongside with me as we're doing this. He got his own because, being competitive, I want to win number one. But it was so fun as we're building it. We were just having conversations, and some people even were like, wait, where does this piece go? It's definitely a great bonding moment, creating that space for connectivity. You could do this with a small group. You can even do this with a big group. Just depends, but it's something really different, not your typical like art and sip kind of event. Another one we did is Pictionary. So imagine doing, I think that's a lot of people's favorite, but even doing virtually is really fun. And this actually is a really good idea because for those of you who are really good at drawing, guess what? Drawing virtually is a whole different story. And we saw a lot of really fun images that popped up. I think when we did it was around the holiday time, and we're like, that's supposed to be a snowman. It was just a lot of really interesting graphics, a lot of laughter. We have one team member that kind of was doing like this whole scenery before they draw like what the Pictionary word was. So you really also get to see like the different styles. Another idea is scavenger hunt. Again, all these ideas we give you, you could do for a small team or a big team. Scavenger hunt, essentially, we had a list of items that you actually can be found at home because, again, we were all working remotely, so whether it's we were supposed to find decor. So we actually had things like this, like go find a decor from your home, go find a Band-Aid, go get an orange, and some things are harder than the other. And people actually had to get off their seat and go run and bring things back, and then we always have kind of a little incentive. So for the winner, then they win some kind of gift card so that they can enjoy. But those are just some ideas to kind of spark your imagination and spark the thinking about what you guys can do potentially for your event. A lot of the companies we do this for, we actually build in a whole series. They call it like culture events. One of the clients we did about, I think, 40 plus for them last year. So it's a series of them that we do it for different departments. We build out 6 different experiences that they could choose from. And then from there, on the day out, we take care of everything. They don't have to do anything. We're the one managing all the experience virtually. And then we give the client the reports, and, we take screenshots for them of the photo of people having fun. And at the end of it, it was so successful that we're actually talking about 2021 opportunities now. So you could do that for yours. Other ways to really, cultivate company culture is building in and celebrating wins, whether that's big or small. So here at Innovate Marketing Group, we actually built that into our weekly agenda. We have a whole section that just called IMG Wins. This is the section where we provide a space so people could either recognize a peer who helped them or a job well done on a big project, so, and then this is such a great way, but it's to remind us to celebrate the wins, big or small, because a lot of time we're just, in the grind, working really hard, but you got to celebrate. I think there's like all these milestones that you could do, so we purposely instilled that into our weekly so that we remember. And then generally we walk away at least one thing that's on the IMG win. And I think as a leader, being the CEO here, then you have to encourage your team, and sometimes you have to be the one that kind of start that conversation. So think about that and then include that as well. And, everybody have gone through the pandemic. If you want, we recently had someone that asked like, oh, what do you guys do for like gratitude? Like we want to show our employees, like not show our employees, but really build also a gratitude culture, right? People just kind of take it for given. So how do you do that? So in addition to the IMG wins, you can also put gratitude, but it's about building it into a system. So it's not just very spontaneous, but maybe put it into your agenda so people can say, you know what, I'm really grateful because I could just show up. I have back-to-back meetings this morning, but I show up and my team set this all up. So I'm grateful for what they did, but having a space to do that, I think that's also really great. Empower employees to highlight their work. Make sure you're reminder to empower them. So not really micromanaging, but empower them to do what they do best. And when they do a good job, make sure to say good job. I think it's like very simple, and I try to practice this myself too, right? So if one of my staff do a really good job, I make sure to point that out because I truly appreciate them. But sometimes people just also need to hear it as well. And whenever we sign, another fun thing that we do here for part of our culture is whenever we sign a new client, I actually buy everybody here a boba. So guess what? Please sign us, come to be our new client because we all love boba here. I actually, in my interview, just for fun, I do ask the interviewee if they like boba. If they don't, I will still hire them if they're a good fit. It's definitely a plus because most of us here love boba. And yeah, probably too much, and even when we were doing like supporting the community, we have so many like boba photos. But yeah, so these are just some tips for you guys to continue to build on your company culture. And would love to hear if you guys end up using any of these tips or some of the company culture methods or events that you guys have done that's worked really well. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next Thursday.